again. I'm artist Michael S Garner, and I write and draw an online comic book called Visions of the New at visionsofthenew.com. And I do comic book related TV shows and movies and reviews on stuff like that. And today I want to do a review on the one thing that dropped today, which is one of the biggest Marvel trailers ever, which is Marvel's Avengers Infinity War. And it dropped early this morning, and I wasn't waking up for that. But I eventually got to see it, and I was kind of blown away by this trailer. I think it's a really good trailer. And so I'm just going to go through a couple of things that happened in the trailer that not necessarily surprised me, but I just wanted to bring up and talk about, and just want to know your opinions too, if you thought this trailer was good as well. If you watch any of my past videos, you would know that I love all comic books. I'm not biased or anything like that, but most of the Marvel movies, the only problem I've ever had was that the rewatchability factor for me wasn't great. There are no Marvel movies that, with the exception of 3, and I'm going to mention them now, and they relate to this. There are no Marvel movies that I really need to see again. There was nothing iconic about them that left me going, oh, I need to see that movie. I need to see Thor one more time. Never, ever has happened. With the exception of 3. 1 isn't an MCU movie, but it is a Marvel comic book movie. That would be Deadpool. Despite the fact that I get sick of having comedy in every single comic book movie, that was the appropriate comedy for the character. And thought that movie was perfect in every way. I love Deadpool. I can watch it whenever it's on. Also, Captain America Civil War and Captain America Winter Soldier. I'm also a big fan of Captain America in the comic books, so that was another reason why, but I was so happy when I finally got to see the Winter Soldier on screen. And Civil War I thought was next to perfect, from the balance of comedy and action and everything. The story is just incredible. So those are the 3 Marvel movies that will always, I can watch if they're on TV, or if I throw on my DVD or my download, I'll watch them. Other than that, how I'm segueing that into Avengers Infinity War is the fact that the people who made Civil War and Winter Soldier also made this movie. So I think it will be damn good. And let's start off with, the first thing is that we basically see some type of a planet. It doesn't look like Earth, obviously. And we see a flash of light on the planet, so they know something going on. Maybe Thanos is down there, kicking people's asses. But then we see Tony Stark here, sitting here holding a hand. And at first I was like, wait, is that his hand just off to the side or whatever? But no, it just seems like he's actually crying about somebody and holding their hand. I think it's Spider-Man. I think he just got his ass whooped. And the only reason why I think that is because later, in a couple minutes, when I get down the line of all these screen captures I got from the trailer, I think they did the sequence the opposite way around. So the stuff that we see in the last part of the trailer actually would happen earlier in the movie. And this is the result of it. I could be wrong, but it just seems that way to me. Placing everything. They could change the background, everything. They could do a Justice League on us, and we don't even know what the hell's going on until the very end. But that's what it seems to me. I think that Spider-Man was beaten down, and Tony regrets putting him in the field to do this, kind of like he did in Civil War for a brief second at the end when he got knocked out. But yeah, that's what I think that is. Banner smashing through Doctor Strange's sanctum. That's another thing where I think Thanos probably punched Hulk from outer space or something like that, and he landed on Earth. And I also think that at the end of Thor Ragnarok, spoiler if you haven't seen it, but if you've seen this trailer, there's a big spoiler in there anyhow about Thor, the eye patch. If you go back to Thor Ragnarok, at the very end, we saw a ship that appeared from the ship that Thor was in, with Loki holding all the Asgardians. And everybody knows that's one of Thanos' ships. I'm assuming that Thanos gets onto Thor's ship and he basically beats the crap out of everybody. And he eventually gets to Hulk. Maybe Hulk shows up later and finds the ship all desolate and everything like that. And then they have a fight and then smack them, threw him back on Earth. And there you go. You have a Hulk on Earth getting thrown into the inner sanctum of Doctor Strange. Speaking of what else would we got here? We got, Scarlet Witch and Vision. It's kind of cool because people in the comic book fans would all know that Vision is capable of actually changing his form. Let's just call him Martian Manhunter of the Marvel Universe. But he can change his form if he wants to at will. Not necessarily morph into something, but he can change the image of who he is. So maybe to be with Scarlet Witch, he did this. Or this could be a dream sequence of what he wants to happen. But you do see the glowing part in the middle of his forehead. So in this scene of Thor overlooking space, I think that this probably is another scene that's out of sequence. This is probably right before the ship comes and hits Thor, Thanos' ship. He probably sees the destruction that Thanos is doing, and he realizes what's going on. What else? Scarlet Witch, him, Thor. Oh, Banner, Hulkbuster hand, Wakanda. Another time sequence thing. I think that the Hulkbuster probably had contact with Thanos or something like that and got ripped apart, and that's the reason why we see a piece of it right next to Banner in Wakanda. I'm assuming that's Wakanda because if you look in the background, you see all the buildings and it's not Dubai, so it looks like Wakanda. Technologically advanced, blah, 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 more so than anything on the planet. What else we got? Hulkbuster. Oh, Black Widow, blonde in Wakanda. I say Wakanda because behind her again, we see some, I believe those are some of the guards in Wakanda in the background, if you look right down there on the right. Also, hate her with blonde hair. Hate her. I know that comes from the comic books. She went on the cover one time, blah, 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 blah. But I just, get rid of the blonde hair. But I guess it's going to work visually for this movie. And I don't know, maybe she was with Captain America this whole time, decided to adopt the blonde look. And go undercover. Also, this scene I think was great because I love seeing when two different types of, I don't want to say genres, but yeah, you can kind of say genres, like come together. And this would be Banner, Tony Stark, the two tech people, the two scientists basically out of the MCU. And then we have Wong and we have Doctor Strange, which is the magical part of it. So sorcery meets science. There you go. I'm assuming that despite the fact that this trailer didn't have any humor in it whatsoever, which is kind of unlike Marvel, like a scene like that would lend itself to so much humor because, you know, Tony Stark's going to be cracking a joke every 5 minutes. And so might Doctor Strange. And I'm actually kind of interested to see how their personalities clash or mold together in this movie. I know what this is like in the comic books, but the movies went completely, well, not completely different from the comic books, but the personalities are a bit different. But they're both cocky. So that's going to be weird to see them actually talking together. Spidey sense, and then Spidey sense, okay, he's going through the city, and we see his arm in this picture. His Spidey sense goes off because we didn't get to see that in Homecoming. And then we see a Stargate. I'm sorry I'm saying Stargate, but it's a Stargate. Do you remember Stargate, the TV show? That's where they got it from. And also it's in a lot of sci-fi and everything like that too. But I always think of Stargate when you actually see a gate. And assuming that's either a ship or it's an actual Stargate where Thanos can come through. But this is just hypothetical, just theorizing here. Maybe this is what the story's leading out to be. But this is the impression I got from this trailer. Spidey sense, Stark and Banner, Wong, just awesome again. I just want to say that one more time. Loki walking over these, what seem to be dead bodies, kind of solidified my little opinion of what I thought earlier possibly happens in a story. And as we see at the end of the walk, he lifts up the Tesseract. And it looks like he's giving it to Thanos. But this could be a fake out, and like I said, the time sequence could be different. At least I believe it's different. But the fact that we see him walking over the bodies, that kind of lends me to believe that what I said earlier is true. That Thanos gets on the ship with the Asgardians, he basically obliterates them all, and then Loki gets that Tesseract that he already stole, and we know he stole that from Ragnarok, and he brings it over to Thanos. But like I said, him actually giving it to Thanos, that might not be true, but I do believe those bodies were Asgardians, because I kept looking at them. I kept looking at the picture. I'm like, wait, they have to be Asgardians. So it has to be on that ship, because all the Asgardians were on that ship. Hopefully he didn't kill all of them, he probably just knocked them out or whatever. But that's what I believe it to be. And like I said, out of sequence, at least not linear. What else? Spider Sense. Got that. We got Loki. Sorry, I had long notes on this one. Robotic Spider-Man suit. Hate it. I wish they wouldn't do it. That was my big problem with Spider-Man Homecoming. I never did a review on that movie because that was at a time where I gave up on doing reviews, but I don't care. But Spider-Man Homecoming, I thought was a good movie, but the one bad thing I hated about it, and this comes from the comic books too, is the fact that they gave Spider-Man a robotic suit. And I'm not going to say it's Tony Stark Jr., But I know, like in the comic books, he has a whole tech firm and everything like that now, all that stuff and everything like that. But he doesn't need that. He doesn't need the tech. He has the superpowers already. If it's on Batman, one thing, or if it's on somebody else in a situation that they can't handle, so they need something to enhance them, that's one thing. But he doesn't need all that crap. And the fact that he has spider sense would eliminate almost everything that was in that suit that he needed. So, well, all right. So the metal suit, I think, is an even bigger upgrade than the one he had in Spider-Man Homecoming. So I just like, why? I know we're fighting cosmic people, but he's fought in battles like this in the comic books, and he didn't need a suit, a different type of a technical suit. So I don't like that. Looks visually okay, whatever. Hopefully it doesn't have the 8 legs that pop out of the back like it did in the comic book in the original Civil War, the real comic book version. Hopefully we don't see that because I'll just puke. But whatever. I know everybody's gonna like the shiny suit. I hate it. Next, the Spider-Man costume. It looks like in this scene that Black Widow is actually stabbing somebody, and I'm wondering who it is. It might be one of the, I believe they're called the Black Order, which are basically heralds to Thanos. I think they were more recently created because I don't remember them back in the day, even in my research. But the Black Order, I believe, were created in the past like 3 years or so. But they're supposed to be like the, like I said, the heralds. But I guess in this movie, they're going to be more like his children, the children of Thanos, which, whatever, doesn't make sense reflecting to the comic book and everything like that. But whatever they do in the movie, obviously it looks like they're gonna do it well. And it doesn't look like the special effects are finished on that because you're not really seeing them full out. We see that scene in the dark and everything like that, but that's whatever. We know that they're guards. We know that that order's there, and they'll be fighting the Avengers as well. The Hulkbuster scene, this is another picture of the Hulkbuster when it flies down. Like I said, in this scene, I think that this is a scene that comes before the scenes that we saw earlier in the movie. So just flip this all around. I should have did this the opposite way, but all right, this is where it goes. Spider-Man, and when Thanos actually slams Spider-Man to the ground, that's what I said. When he slams into the ground, beats up Spider-Man, then beats up Tony. Then Tony basically goes over to Spider-Man and finds him like unconscious on the ground, and that's when you get the hand situation. And let's see if I'm wrong. I think I'm right. What else? Oh, finally I'm sorry. I know people are gonna go, "Oh my gosh, this happened here." We all knew that damn gemstone had to come out of his damn forehead because that has to go in an Infinity Gauntlet. So having it come off of Vision is fine. And I know a lot of people were speculating that, well, was Vision going to die? Because that's where he came from. I don't think so. Because in a comic book, he doesn't have the gemstone in his forehead, first of all. But he does have a stone in his forehead that allows him to absorb energy in order to power himself. Maybe that will force him to create another source of power, but he just won't be as strong. Because I think it's stupid to get rid of Vision after we just only got him basically in Age of Ultron, first of all, and then we got him in Civil War. We had 2 movies with him. Now we're going to kill him? This is not like Superman of Death and Batman v Superman. Never mind. But I just don't think that that's the case. I don't think that that's going to kill him. I just think it's going to depower him, and he's going to be the Vision that we know in the comic books, which is pretty damn powerful anyway, but not on the power level, cosmic level that stone made him. And Tony gets smashed by Thanos. Here we go. Yeah, we know that was coming. And like I said, flip it around. Time. The Wakanda army standing off. And him fighting the forearm thingy, the genetic dogs or whatever that Thanos had made, which we're going to see in this movie, which is another recent thing that came from like the Black Order. I thought that scene looked incredible because I can't think of any Marvel movie where we've got something on like a Lord of the Rings scale, like with an army going after another army. So seeing all of Wakanda go after these things, I can't wait to see that scene. That looks like it's going to be awesome, special effect wise and everything. Even if the special effects aren't done, they look great. And Thanos looks great, by the way. I just want to mention that. So love that standoff. And finally, the thing in the trailer that probably everybody's talking about now. Haven't been able to look it up too much, but this last scene where we actually get to see the heroes running to the camera. We get to see the Hulk, we get to see Captain America. Forgot to split that. He's Captain America. He got appeared too. That was cool. But going back to this picture, you actually get to see all of them. We get to see the Hulk there. We get to see Rhodey, War Machine. We get to see Vulcan. Who is it? Black Canary. And also, I just want to mention Michonne from Walking Dead. right there, because she plays one of the guards. I guess one of the top guards for Black Panther. It's cool to see her in a movie now. And actually, she doesn't have her hair. Good, so we don't have that wig on her anymore. But yeah, all in all, this trailer I thought was great. Not too heavy on the action scenes and everything like that, but they got almost everybody in there. I know certain people were in there, Hawkeye, Ant-Man, the Wasp, any of those people weren't in there. But there's no way you're going to show all that in 2 minutes. It's enough that we got all this in one trailer. So there'll also obviously be more trailers to come and more finished special effects and everything like that. And I can't wait to see it, because this is one of those Marvel movies that I think is going to be incredible. And like I said, because of the past track record with Civil War and The Winter Soldier, I think this is going to be a great movie, and I can't wait to see this one. So what did you guys think of the trailer? Let me know down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you expecting more? Or are you sad that all those people that I mentioned are not in the trailer? Or do you not even care? Like me, I just didn't care at all. Didn't even miss them. For the trailer, at least. So until next time, I'm Michael S Garner. Like I said, I write and draw an online comic book, Visions of the New, at visionsofthenew.com. You can check it out there. If you want to read it online, you can read directly on the site. You can download the PDF. You can go to Kindle or Nook, and you can download it there too. And like I said, I do everything myself. And until next time, have a good one, guys.